Saoirse a chuirde agus a chamrádaí agus Phalaistín a Phalaistín porrig. Yes, today, March the 17th, 2025, has been St. Patrick's Day. It's kind of getting late in St. Patrick's Day here in the UK and back in the Irish Free State and the island of Ireland in general. But it's still going strong in the United States and Canada and all those people on the western side of the world, you know. So, yeah, partly for some of those fucking idiots over there, not the nice people, the genuine people of Irish heritage who have a progressive mindset, just to say the plastic paddies and the people of Irish heritage who are right-wing American cunts, as well as West Brit fuckers in the Irish Free State. This is a big fuck you to them. Gob Saoirse féin a chunú sibh. I want to talk about St. Patrick's Day, and it's like, I'm sick of hearing about these, like, and if you're a person who said this on social media that I know, and you're a friend of mine, this is not aimed at you, so do not take anything as about personally or an attack on you. You made valid criticisms of it. What I'm talking about is these self-appointed Wiccans, most of whom are like white, middle-class people who are descendants of colonizers. Those are the colonizers against the Irish, not to mention against Indians, Pakistanis, indigenous people in the United States and Nigeria, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and various places like that. Mostly Anglophonic colonizers from those places. They're going on about have they suddenly discovered their inner pagan and are Wiccans now. And they suddenly use this to attack Irish people when they try and celebrate what little fucking culture you didn't take off us already in celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And say, oh, I'm not celebrating that, it's a celebration of Christian genocide against pagans and I'm a Wiccan, I'm a druid. Fuck off, are you? Fuck you. Right. Okay. St. Patrick brought Christianity to the island of Ireland, which was mostly a pagan slave society at that time. He was sold into slavery as far as we know. And he was a Romanised Brit, a Brythonic Celt from what is now either Wales or England, I think, or some say Scotland, but there was no England in those days, not really. That came much, much later. But anyway, yeah, sold into slavery, brought Christianity over with him, and decided to proselytize that religion, you know, as in converting all these pagans. The allegory they use is that he drove the snakes out of Ireland from Croagh Patrick in County Mayo. Some of my family come from that area. Shout out to Conde Mayo. Yeah, that was looks like there was never really any snakes in Ireland anyway. It was that was just a metaphor. But anyway, yeah, Peishgale. These like usually Angloid, self-styled Wiccans who were mainly descended from like fucking middle-class Anglo-Protestant fuckers, the same kind of people who capitalised on the plunder of Ireland, are now saying that they're being victimised by this festival. Motherfucker. Fuck you. No, you're not. You're actually, you're descended from the kind of people that tried to destroy Irish culture, pretty much outlawed the Irish language, and brought about the so-called potato famine, the Irish on Gorta Mór, often referred to as an Irish Holocaust. And to start whinging that Irish Catholics, I'm not a practicing one myself, I'm an atheist lapsed Catholic, so fuck off with that if you start calling me one of those. I'm not, actually. But do you not think it's a little bit churlish to start saying, oh, you shouldn't be practicing that, it's about Christian genocide? A little bit of history lesson for you. He proselytized Christianity, but did you know that in at the time of St. Patrick, or Naomh Pádraig, as we often call him in the mother tongue, Christians, as far as I understand it at least, correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I'm aware, Christians and pagans actually did coexist quite peacefully, relatively speaking, at that time. Some of the pagan practices were brutal. I mean, Halloween being one of them. Yes, that's an Irish festival for those of you who don't know that. Lots of violent human sacrifice, animal sacrifice, and it was quite an austere time. It was a slave religion, ultimately. Excuse me. Christianity erred more towards becoming a kind of feudal religion, or a Protestant, capitalist religion when Protestantism happened. But I'm going ahead of myself now. Now, the dogmatic Christianity, in the form of like strict Catholicism, that didn't really come about until the 12th century with the first conquest from the Anglo-Normans, who brought this more strict Catholic version of Christianity to Ireland, and that's when the pagans really started suffering. And where did these Anglo-Normans come from? Anglo-Normans, Old English, from this side of the Irish Sea. So before you start going on about these Irish who brought this strict Catholicism in the first place, right? Now, some of these people assimilated. They became very Irish. They got names like Butler, Roach, Fitzgerald, Fitzsimmons, Fitzpatrick, etc. What's another one? Butler, Roach. I'm thinking of, there's another one I can't remember. Oh, Burke, another Norman name, and Kennedy. Now, some of them assimilated and became very Irish. They still often became remained the Irish ruling class, but they were deposed when the later settlers, now this is the real fucking genocide, the Protestant settlers came along a couple of hundred years later. Oliver Cromwell, Elizabeth I, the plantation of Ulster, and the fucking violence and the cultural genocide, the actual genocide in the 19th century so-called potato famine, that's done by Anglo-Protestants, not by Catholics. And I have no fucking time. As a lapsed Catholic myself, there is no fucking love for the fucking papist church from me, I can tell you that much. Friends and family who are practicing Catholics, and fair play to them, I chose to say fuck off to that because I'm a Marxist-Leninist anti-revisionist. Flirted with anarchism as well for a while, but anyway. Yeah, so when I hear all this, pagan genocide, fuck off. Fuck right off. Just spare me that bullshit, will you? Now, another thing I need to say, and I've said this with my friend Lumpen Kelton, planning on doing a video hopefully tomorrow in the next couple of days about this. As an Irish diaspora person like himself, shout out to my friend Rob there, it's a duty as a colonised people to support the colonised people currently undergoing a genocide in Palestine. That fascist fucking apartheid white supremacist Ashkenazi supremacist state, which is a puppet of the United States and of the UK and the EU. It's Germany has gone back to the old fucking post-Weimar Germany, and it's supporting fascist genocide again. I feel sorry for people from Germany who don't buy into this. It's the same as I did from the poor bastards who were persecuted and had to get out because the Nazis came to power in 1933. Same shit going on again. The German imperialist state is supporting the Zionist fascist apartheid state that isn't real. You know what I'm talking about. As an Irish person, there's a reason why we support the Palestinians, because we know what it's like to be colonised. We had it for fucking 800 years, nearly 900 years. We're still having it now. The Irish Free State, the so-called Republic of Ireland, it's a sham. Have a look at my good friend Paul Connolly. He's done videos on this. He'll give you much better detail on it than I can. Northern Ireland, that's fake statelet, occupied 6 counties of Ireland, still under British direct colonial rule. The USA is colonising the place with financial capital, and so is the European Union. We're not an independent free state. It's got a bourgeoisie made up of compradors, most of whom come from the same Anglo ancestry. They've just assimilated into the Irish society, but they're still the bloody landlords, and they're still the fucking bourgeoisie and business owners. Most of them have English names, you'll notice as well. It's not like in Africa where they stand out a mile because they're about 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 shades paler than the indigenous people. Well, they're all the same colour, you see. They can blend in much more easily than they did in Africa. Ha! Cunts. Peshgele. Anyway, I could go on and on. This video's taken a lot longer than I planned to. I'm gone on for nearly 10 minutes now. What else can I talk about? Anyway, Banachtina Phalaistín. I hope you had a good one. I didn't do much for it, but you know, I'll still commemorate it, even if I think St. Patrick was a proto-puritanical killjoy old fucker. What the hell? Have a bit of fun, enjoy yourself. Just don't fucking reinforce shitty stereotypes about little quaint kitsch leprechaun and fucking dancing paddies and drunken caricatures of Irish people. Have you any idea how insulting that is? Yeah, and don't go around saying shit about mornings with tops on them and fucking potato in a squeaky voice like that fucking talentless comedian in the UK called Keith Lemon. Fucking wanker. If I ever meet that fucker. Watch your mouth. That's not a threat. I am joking, by the way. I'm not a violent person, but you know what I mean. Anyway, Peshgele. Arenos. I could go on and on and on. Heart agus heart, around and around. But I'll stop there. So, Banachtina Phalaistín, Saoirse don Phalaistín, Chucky Arlar, Saoirse go. Slán go fóla agus gan éiríonn borthalamh go léir.